Welcome to the Mayor's Journal, my trading journal based on my trading experiences and visions. Uh, welcome. The motto is improvement, maintenance, and victory. Anyways, today we're going to talk about there's more work than you actually think in trading, and it's actually fun. We've all heard the saying that you cannot be a full-time trader. You need capital. And we also know that you can have as much capital as you want and still blow the first day. So those are two possibilities in the market. They're both correct and also both incorrect, because trading is the beholder, who you are. If you can, you can. No one else can tell you can't. Unless you can't, you know what I'm saying? Unless you are not canning. Anyways, in this video, we want to talk about that. And this comes from the perspective of me understanding how to sort out my journals and me acknowledging that, hey, there's a gap between my information. You journal and collect information to understand why you're profitable and to, remove the BS out of the information that you collect to utilize only what's important. Okay, so I had to pause there. Anyways, yes, there's so much work in the trading space besides the trading. Here's the thing. You have to remove the noise and have a structure where it collects and directs only good efforts that produce outcome. And I don't know how to explain this, but it's like, as much as you are trying to make profit, you shouldn't be trying. You should be making profit. Like, the truth about the trading space is that profitability is not something that happens over years. It's something that happens now. Like, anytime you can choose to be profitable. It's just that you don't have enough skill, you don't have enough access, maybe you don't have funding, or you don't understand your goal. But real profitability is not something that I'll eventually get it in 3 years. I need to learn for like 5 years. I'll crack the code. There's no code to crack. It's now and your account. If you fund 2,000 now, get 2 trades, they make you 150 grand, you're profitable because now you manage your account successfully. So profitability is the act of the now. In the now, when you do fund, this is what it is. Because no amount of structure, process, system can make you profitable. Nothing can make you profitable besides the act of being profitable. So profitability is the act of being profitable, and there are a lot of elements behind it. Like, from a what can I call it? I don't want to call it a technical perspective, but from a direct perspective, it is, profit contributors, direct context, reflective context, available context, time, leverage, there are multiple. And then there's characteristics, elements within the trader. On a day-to-day basis, lose small, win big, perform, and don't blow. If you follow these rules, you'll win. And then someone will say, how can I not blow? Here's the thing. If you are blowing, you are blowing. That's not our problem. That's not our fault. If you are blowing, you are blowing. That means you are incapable of managing your account. Blowing is a standard that you set as a trader. Blowing is inevitable, but not blowing is a standard that you set as a trader. If I have $10, I can trade that $10 for a long period of time as long as I set the standard to say, I'm not going to blow. Obviously, there's a difference between not trading and actually trading and not blowing. And it's something I've come to realize, that not blowing is a standard that you set. Blowing is inevitable. There'll be accounts that you'll blow no matter what you do. But it's a standard that every professional trader sets. There's a difference between professional trader and profitable. A profitable trader is not a professional trader. A professional trader is a profitable trader because he understands the structure and also understands how to utilize himself within the market. Because again, the structure is not what makes you profitable. The structure is what tells you what's noise, what's not noise, tells you what you're capable of, what you're allowed to do, what you can do. Now again, when I say you're allowed to do, I'm not saying that you're restricted. When you say I only trade reversals, you see a W, it hits your stop loss, you don't react. No, that's not what I'm saying. A professional trader understands that a W is context of a reversal pattern, and depending when it forms, it can give me specific reactions and interactions. But I have a process that I follow, which is I record, I journal, I voice note, I read, I set plans, real-time plans as I execute. And this is part of the plan. Your system should have a system inside that is expanding. What do I mean by that? Because your account grows, you're experiencing change. You can't have consistent losses because trade size differs every day. You can have gradual losses, just like you can have gradual profit. And this is understanding that in real time, there's a system that collects data, that type of data, outside the process that has collected the foundation of the entire data that you're using. Right now, I feel a bit juggled up because I am creating this routine. In trading, you have to improve. There's two sides. The trader that's actually being profitable, like I said, you have to. Blowing doesn't mean you are not profitable. A professional trader knows that. If you blow, it's normal. But you have to set the standard that you don't want to blow. Then there's removing the noise, the structure of the trader. You also create this. The structure of the trader is not necessarily to tell you that when you trade, you're going to win. But it tells you that how you got to understand what you do understand. It tells you that what is noise, what is not noise, where you should work from, and why. I'm playing a 4-3-3. That is my structure. But the reason I'm playing it is to win the match. Winning the match is something that happens in real time. It's something I have to do. The structure is already placed there. But once we get in the field, I have to win the match. I have to adapt. So that also takes a specific system to contain, a feedback loop to contain that. So after creating that, or not even creating, completing the program and losing some of the information that I had, which created this information gap, the only thing I had was the beginning part, which is, this is what you're about to do, text. This is what you're about to interact with. And this is the best way you should interact with it. And then I interacted with it and I found out the market teaches you what you need. Basing, sailing, anchoring. The anchors, it bases the necessary characteristics and perspectives for success. And those are the things that were put up in my previous phone before I lost it. And that created this disconnect from what I actually know and what I actually thought I'm capable of. Because whenever I traded, I'd look at the first piece of the material and say, this is what I'm capable of, because it's there. And because I labeled out that piece of information as all my information here. Because every year I have to create some sort, maybe not every year, maybe every 3 years I have to create some sort of source material that gauges my trading in a linear manner to understand this is what I know, this is where I'm going, this is what I need to learn. So I thought that was it, and I misunderstood, the process, the entire process. That there's certain things that you actually learn in real time, and you actually create a process within the process, a system within the system. And that's why I know this much, and that's why why when I come in front of the camera, or why when I go to the market and trade, I trade differently, I speak differently, I express things that are not in my journals. And I remember, this disconnect is from this scenario of information, which is not there. And which is there because I did this in real time. It's not there to reference from. So I'm referencing from a gap. And this gap is just a void, an abyss of anything. Either from the future, from the past, or from the present. In terms of my trading perspectives and knowledges and contributors. So it's like I'm utilizing time I don't know. It sounds deeper in my head. But yeah. So it was basically that. My experiences, my visions, what I actually want. And that's where I'm finding this knowledge. And it's like, it's not necessarily that. It's just that you lost a piece of your information. And now I have to recalibrate and recreate it. Obviously, it's not going to be that hard now because I understand where I'm at. I understand where the disconnect is at. And where do I start from there? A routine. Why do I voice note? Why do I video record? What's the purpose? The trading part. Blowing. Not blowing is the standard. Blowing is inevitable, but not blowing is the standard. How do I trade? I need to know how do I trade and why do I trade this way when I do trade. Do I really need to know that? Again, I don't like my trading being too restricted, because restricted trading is unreactive, non-reactive trading, or non-responsive trading. Trading is responsive. It needs freedom for you to fully experience the inefficiencies of the market, that today you could make $100 and tomorrow make 1,000. You need to be free, but that freedom comes from a position of understanding structures. You understand all the structures put in place that you've gone through. Now you cannot do something that you haven't done in trading. You cannot be consistent without being consistent. Anything. You cannot do something if you've never done it. You cannot be consistent without being consistent. You cannot be disciplined without being disciplined. But the cool thing about life and anything that you do in life is that if it's change, if it's tangible, if it's a goal, the most important thing is the now and the future. The past has no power. So today you decide today to be a profitable trader. It's a decision. Being a profitable trader is a decision. I'm gonna set out my $2,000. I'm gonna put it in my account. Yes, it's hard as shit. Yes, the market is reactive as fuck. But over a period of 90 days, I'm gonna try to trade the easiest patterns possible until my account is big enough for me to scale. And scaling is not just, you find a trade and you take as many trades as you want. Scaling, the truth about scaling is experimentation. The freedom to fail within your program. I call it fluency. Again, my perspective of fluency is broad. It's like understanding the entirety of the market within, which is this side account management, this side confluence, this side change, this side time. Understanding that fluency, being free to manage your account the way you want, while understanding that you have confluences, while you understand that you have processes. And this is because you've traded so much with this particular account that this account has told you what works. And now you're comfortable when it comes to taking losses. Again, I said this in the previous video. Your account tells you how much you can lose per trade. And it cannot tell you in writing on paper. It only tells you in real time. So if I have a $2,000 account, depending on the broker I'm using, my first couple of trades is going to tell me that what type of pressure is necessary under this process, under this perspective that I'm utilizing in order to make profit under this specific market condition. So you cannot just say, I have a $200 account, I'm going to lose $20 per trade. Your first trade is going to be $40. What are you going to do? So that's why I say certain risk is impractical. Losing 1% per your account, impractical. What's practical is that understand that yes, 2,000 can generate this much over a specific span of time. Let's say my goal is 20,000. 2,000 has to grow into 20,000 over a period of 3 months. 1, easily attainable. 2, time focused. Time allows for flexibility, for freedom. And in trading, freedom is what makes you profit. It's either freedom to leverage or freedom to trade when you want. So that makes profit. Then that gives you comfort. Now, does that mean every time you trade with 2,000, you're going to get 20,000? No. It just sets out as a standard that whenever you do fund 2,000, this is the amount you should be able to hit. If you ever feel like something is too much for you, Just focus on making 20,000. It doesn't mean that 2,000 makes 20,000. 2,000 can make 1,000,000. 2,000 can make 200,000. 2,000 can make 10,000. The market is inefficient. We put up those time constraints and time limits for assessment, purely for assessment, to assess whether what we're doing is viable or not. Not to say this is how trading works. So you learn to be in the cage to find out there was never a cage at all. That's the trading journey. You will learn to be in the cage to find out there was never a cage at all. Yes, certain habits stick. Certain habits are necessary. Kind of like journaling. Journaling, there's different types of journaling. There's voice recording. There's video journaling. There's writing. And then there's reporting. Reporting is on a day-to-day basis. What did you experience in real time in terms of the market? What did you learn in terms of the market? You need to understand when you're reporting and when you're journaling. And reporting also has sectors. Voice reporting, video reporting, and writing reporting. All of this is going to be juggled up into something that is a course that makes sense from start to finish. And again, that's a lot of work, because you have to put it in a way where it's fluid. There's an introduction, a climax, and an end. So that's the work when it comes to a trader. You have to do that work to always ensure that you're not trading in the nonsense, you're not trading in the noise. These blueprints are just to tell you that what you should aim for, not what is possible. Fluency is what tells you what is possible. On a day-to-day basis, the way you trade will, create. No, this music is putting me off, but it is what it is. It's nothing like home. Anyways, so yeah, right now, my ideal is to stabilize the institute that I am, and then the trader that I am. Every trader is the institute and the trader, because you learn from yourself how to trade, and you trade for yourself in order to make a profit. So you need to create, I don't want to call it material, but create a structure where it's solid, it's understandable. Don't just make 20,000 and say, I'll always make 20,000. No, this is what you should aim for when you do fund, because you have evidence that you are capable of this when you do fund. It's your target. It's your target. Allows you to be content. It allows you to be committed, to not think too much, not derail, especially when you like comparing yourself. That's structure. And then there's the trader. I'm doing the job right on a day-to-day basis. Number one, I understand confluence and process and structure, how I should sort out my data, why I should sort it out, how I should sort it out, why I should sort it out, what am I doing, what am I learning on a day-to-day basis, what am I reporting. But the trading is purely up to me. The standard is set, don't blow. You have an account, you have account goal, let's go. Today you could make more money than you've ever made before. Now again, when we created the first project, we had specific lot sizes, like do not exceed more than 5 trades per trade. So if you take you find a W and you're utilizing the smaller lot size, don't take more than 5 trades, because we understood time is going to grow this. Now again, the evolution of losing, how do you interact with the losses? Let's say I took 5 trades and it hit my stop loss. How do I make it back? So that was the part that gave us problems. Some of the restrictions give you a problem, because it's like, oh, since I'm only restricted to 5 trades, and then I take 5 trades to the opposite side might generate a short trade, and I'm only coming out with a small profit, and it's not even break even of what I've lost. Sometimes the market reacted like 20 times. But again, that's the trader. We can't always have restrictions and rules and regulations for everything, because the trader himself sees the context. The process cannot see the context of the market. The process cannot see the context on which you should use that 5 lots on gold. You do. You see that this, a W at 8 a.m. Come on, I can't be taking that with my entire account. I'll take it to a small lot size. Even if I come out of profit, I come out with a good small profit. If I come out of loss, I only lose this much of the trade. I feel like one of the things I should focus on is the perspective of the losses, how to make losses become monsters. Here's the thing, because some trades are short, sometimes some trades are long. Even if you do counter trade, you won't make as much money as you made from you won't make as much money as you lost from the trade that just occurred. So you have to create psychologies, like be content with that, understand that tomorrow there's another trade and tomorrow you can actually aim for more. Be content with that, because you understand that your account was not built to stay in the same place. It was built for fluctuations. Whether it fluctuates positively or negatively, it's a good thing because it shows activity. The trader who's not trading doesn't know what he's doing. So it's basically that you understand things like that as the trader in real time. And these things we always try to account for, but you can't account for them because it's the heat of the moment. It's the situation that's presented in the moment that this is what you need to interact with, and your account needs to grow. So there should be certain elements that are higher in the system than others. Like, yes, you counter trade, take 5 trades in the opposite direction, but what if you lose and the trade is short for most of the time? For most of the time of the project, what are you gonna do? You wanna put up elements that are stronger, which is the goal of the trader is to substantialize the account, stabilize the account. So whether you lose or you don't lose, the goal is make as much profit as you can when opportunity arises. Saying that this A+ setup is going to make you this, there's no such thing. Context delivers profit. If I take a W on a H1 and eventually reflects on a daily, it doesn't mean that I got a swing trade. My trade translated into a swing trade. A swing trade is found on a daily. If the daily gives me a W or a V and I take that there, then I got a swing trade. So the context is different every time. So we are beaten by that perspective. We are cornered by that perspective of trying to ensure that, one, we work according to process. If I don't work according to process, I lost. But you could work according to process every day and still lose. And your process could be perfect. The problem is you, the trader. You need to understand how the market operates to you, to the trader. That, one, you could lose. 2, you could go through a losing streak. 3, you could be mentally frustrated, drained. 4, the market signals appear when they want. 5, the worst thing that could happen is the market moving sideways. Things that you should understand, as a trader himself. Like, okay, I understand those facts. The overall goal is that I need to grow my account. Yes, I utilize my confluence, but I'm losing trades. Yes, I'm utilizing my confluence, but my confluences are not there. And the time is going. I'm on day 9. What am I to do about it? You're gonna have to adapt. Now, doesn't mean demolish. Remove the entire process now. Dismantle it. No, you don't dismantle. You carry on with the process with those adaptations that you've put up. This is where you make a report. You try to... What I did was, I tried to put up everything that I learned. I tried to force it within the process. The day allowed me to record, I'll record the things that I learned and the perspectives that are teaching me how to actually trade better. And right now, the thing that's frustrating me is that I have to create, a rule that makes sense around freedom and discipline. The professional trader, the good trader, the great trader is one that is free and one that is also disciplined. You have to be free to do what you want, but disciplined enough. Some Lionel Messi stuff, like, he's free to do whatever he wants in the field because of the talent he has, but he's disciplined because he trains. He ensures that he's fit mentally, emotionally, physically, and when he goes into the pitch, he does what he pleases. Now, doing what he pleases doesn't necessarily mean he makes the team lose. He does what he pleases to succeed. And the best type of athletes are the ones that are so disciplined but have the freedom to express themselves. So in the market, it's also the same thing. You are so disciplined because you are structured. You understand everything that develops, the trader, everything that, is presented in the market. And then you also understand yourself, how to express yourself. And expressing yourself is not that I'm disciplined, no, it's I am able to make profit. I'm able to experiment utilizing my account. I'm able to lose small, win big, perform consistently, and not blow. And that's basically what it is. Right now, I don't know where I'm gonna start, but this routine has to be created. I'm on day 9, not 8. Today's Thursday, tomorrow is day 10 of my 90-day trading program. $10 to 200K. Here's the thing. I blew. Yes, I blew. And I blew because I didn't have a routine. Like I was rushing. First day I made profit, $50. And then, withdrew and split those accounts. Did I need to do that? Again, in the moment, Money Intelligence told me that yes, I needed to do that. And I found out it was the right thing to do because Bitcoin was in a losing streak. Meaning I followed price structure blindly and I still lost. That means the market is in a losing streak. It's moving and going nowhere. But again, it was because I should have just traded on a daily. If I followed my process, I probably would have gotten the trade. I rushed up profits. But I don't take it like that because I'm utilizing 2 systems, and that's why it was a bit weird. Because one moment I'm making $100, one moment I'm losing like 70. The next moment I'm making $50, and you know what I'm saying? It's because I was using 2 different confluences, and that's because I've been trying to develop my aggressive trading system. And I'm finding out this profit accumulators. This is not necessarily aggressive. It's just utilizing the system according to specific profit accumulators, direct context, reflective context, profit mergers, all this. Then I have to find a way to integrate it with the gradual trading system. The reason I don't want to trade the gradual trading system because the impractical part of it is the trades. Like if I take a trade, I could lose the trade. Not even I could lose the trade. Some trades are just too expensive for my account size. You know what I'm saying? So what am I to do? Complain? No, you have to find a way. Again, just because you're not following the process to the T doesn't mean you're not trading well. We have this perception that if it's not easy, that means we're not trading well. Sometimes the markets are challenging. There's no such thing that if you follow your process, it's going to be tedious and boring and easy. No. You could follow your process and still be frustrated because the markets are challenging. It happens when the markets are challenging. Some of the times you don't notice that you're in a consolidation until you've traded because they happen in real time. So why am I carrying on? Why am I still saying this is day 9? Because I'm recording, I'm journaling, that's why this is day 9. Blowing is inevitable, but not blowing is the standard. So it's a small account. Me being able to make $100 from a small account, from an $8 account, is crazy. One of my homies blew 500 yesterday in 5 minutes. It's like, be proud of yourself, nigga. Be proud of yourself. And it's not even something I'm proud of because I don't care. My goal is to make that 200K. I have 80 more days to ensure that I hit that 200K goal. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna do it with $10. Why? Because the blueprint, when you say 2,000 to 20,000, it's not necessarily what you are allowed to do or what 2,000 can do. No, the trader chooses what the account can do. The market chooses what the account can do. So it's a synergical system. And we'll see.